Conformity is the enemy of evolution. From an early age, you were conditioned to follow society's narrow ideas of what is good and moral. But the truth is, those very ideas are what keeps you stuck. As long as you try to be good and please everyone around you, you'll remain trapped in the life others expect of you, not the one you truly desire. Throughout history, many great individuals were ultimately labeled as evil by their environment, not because they were bad people, but because they dared to see the world through their own eyes and refused to conform to society's expectations. A good example of this is the life of one of the greatest composers in history, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart began taking piano lessons at the age of 4 under the guidance of his father, Leopold. From the very beginning, it was clear that he was no ordinary child. His talent was absolutely exceptional. Recognizing this, Leopold quickly began showcasing Mozart's abilities at courts, earning a solid income from his son's performances. However, while Mozart knew he was destined to create his own music and make history as a great composer, his father had a very different vision. Leopold expected his son to focus on making money by performing already composed, conventional court music that fit the expectations of the aristocracy. To Leopold, this was something Mozart owed him, a kind of repayment for all the effort he had invested in training and managing his career. But Mozart was not meant to conform or be a simple pleaser of the rich. At the age of 25, he made a decision that, to his father, seemed purely selfish. He left Salzburg and moved to Vienna to live and compose on his own. As soon as he broke free from his father's control, Mozart began composing at an extraordinary pace, creating masterpieces that would quickly solidify his place as one of the greatest composers of all time. Despite his success, his father could never forgive him. Leopold saw his decision as a betrayal of the family and of the sacrifices he had made for him. Mozart faced two choices: stay in Salzburg, remain a conventional court musician, live without purpose, but keep the love of his father, or go after his dreams and become evil in his father's eyes. Mozart chose to follow his own path, and in doing so, he changed the course of music history forever. The societal definition of goodness has nothing to do with being a genuinely good person, helpful, honest, or moral in the general sense. Being good in the eyes of others means not being better than them, staying in line, and not rising above the limitations they've placed upon you. The raw truth is, most people can't bear the idea that someone might be better than them. It's part of human nature to feel comfortable only in the presence of those who are doing equally or worse in life, because it gives a sense of relatability, a reassurance that they are not alone in their struggles. But sometimes, you need to ask yourself, do you really want to accompany people at the bottom and be part of their misery? The moment you rise above someone's limitations, they will no longer feel comfortable around you. The reasons might vary. Sometimes it's a lack of understanding of ambitious ideas, but often it's pure envy of someone achieving what they couldn't. In some cases, the expectations or limitations others place on you aren't even intentional. They may simply reflect their own internal limitations. Subconsciously, they project their fears and insecurities onto you, creating unspoken rules about what you can and cannot do, without realizing that instead of helping, they're killing your potential. In both cases, the result is the same. To be viewed as good in their eyes, You must fit into their world, a world that is often filled with mediocrity, self-doubt, and misery. The question is, do you want to be good in this sense? Because staying trapped in this way of thinking will never allow you to live the life you truly want. At some point, you have to make a choice. Either you are going to spend your life trying to please others, or you are going to break free from that and live for yourself. When you stop adjusting your life for others' comfort and start prioritizing your own business, they'll probably think of you as selfish or even completely evil. That's just something you need to accept if you ever want to achieve anything meaningful. Greatness in any field doesn't come from making others feel comfortable. It doesn't come from playing by their rules and ensuring they aren't challenged by your ambition in any way. To achieve what others haven't, you need to act in ways they won't, and that also means stepping away from the need to please. This might sound selfish, but the question is, who is more selfish? The people trying to force others into their limited way of thinking to feel better, or the ones who reject that and want to live on their own? Success in this world requires prioritizing yourself and your feelings. It has nothing to do with being cruel or malicious. Realize, you aren't here to please everyone. You're here to create the life you want, even if that means being evil in their eyes. The only way to achieve the life you truly desire is to be unapologetically true to your own truth and desired reality. Do what feels right to you, not what others expect. If you conform to the good and safe path that others have already created, you'll inevitably end up with the same results they have. It's a paradox. How can you even expect something extraordinary if you do exactly what everyone else is doing? The key is simple. If you want something different, you have to be different. If you feel a strong pull towards something, a deep sense from within, even if everyone around you calls it delusional, trust yourself. Your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you have, and ignoring it is the fastest way to regret. Some of the greatest achievements were born from people trusting their gut when logic and others told them not to. Elon Musk was viewed as a complete idiot while launching SpaceX. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before someone took a chance on her Harry Potter manuscript. Your vision doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, as long as it makes sense to you. When you trust your instincts and reject the ideas that led all those advisors to the life you don't want to live, you give yourself a chance to achieve results no one else thought were possible. Don't conform, create. That's how you make your mark. This might be rough, but in some cases, the only way to truly escape the constraints that others place on you is to entirely cut those people off. You can either let them keep slowly poisoning you until you've completely lost the willingness to create the reality you desire, or you can break free and go after it. When you eliminate these distractions, you can become unapologetically true to your own vision. With no external factors clouding your mind and a clear direction of where you're going, you can become laser-focused and keep your energy locked onto what truly matters to you. Once you're able to do this, the real magic happens. When the only thing that exists in your mind is a clear picture of what you want, the universe has nothing else to give you. Redesign your mind and emotions from the old to the new to match your desired reality, and sooner or later, it will come to you. Apparently, If you want to live the life you truly want, you have to embrace your inner villain. And this obviously doesn't mean kicking puppies or stealing candy from kids. It means stopping the need to be relatable to everyone around you and becoming selfish in the sense that you prioritize your goals above the need to please others or fit into their expectations.